Welcome everyone to our virtual college fair with our Wisconsin Association for College Admissions Counseling with our virtual college session today. My name is Melissa and I'll be your facilitator. A few different reminders before we get started. Your camera and microphone are off, so our reps cannot see or hear you. But if you want to ask any questions, feel free to use the Q&A feature on your screen. There are more sessions happening after this one, so feel free to sign up for more. And this session is being recorded and you can find it online at strivescan.com/Wisconsin. Now, first up, I just want to introduce our first school. It's going to be Florida Southern College.
Awesome. All right, well, hello everybody. My name is Alicia Tracy and I am the admissions counselor for students from the Midwest. And thank you so much for joining us today. To get started with some basic information, Florida Southern College is located in the city of Lakeland, which is almost exactly halfway between Tampa and Orlando. We were founded in 1883, which makes us one of the oldest private colleges in the state of Florida. FSC has about 3,000 total students, and 60% are from the state of Florida and 40% are from everywhere else. We have students who represent almost all 50 states and around 50 foreign countries as well. Within our community, we are also excited to be recently ranked by the US News as one of the top schools in the nation, including number 8 in the South, number 10 most innovative, and a best undergraduate program for business in nursing. Additionally, we are recognized by Ranking Guides as one of the most beautiful campuses in the nation. Here at FSC, we have around 70 programs of study, as well as 16 pre-professional tracks across 5 schools, as well as accelerated options to earn your degree, your bachelor's and master's in less time. Some of our most popular majors are biology, marine biology, nursing, business, music, theater, psychology, and exercise science. We are a liberal arts college at our core, so you will be getting a well-rounded education regardless of your major. We have an emphasis on engaged and experiential learning, so you'll be an active participant in your class regardless of whichever major you choose from. We truly believe in the power by doing, which is why starting your first semester, you are going to be getting hands-on experience in your field of choice. One example that I like to give is our education students. We have an elementary school on campus for students with dyslexia, and they're able to get into that classroom starting off their first semester. We're able to guarantee this because of our small class sizes. We have an average class size of 17 students, and 100% of our classes are always going to be taught by professors. You are never going to be taught by a graduate level student. This just ensures that you're learning from experts in your field. Part of our engaged learning experience are these 3 guarantees: study abroad, professional internship, and graduation in 4 years. The first guarantee that I'd like to highlight is our study abroad program. We guarantee this through our Junior Journey Study Abroad program, which is a 7 to 10 day trip that occur over school breaks in either your junior or senior year. You'll go with a professor, so there is a heavy academic component, and you will be bringing course credit back into Florida Southern. And the best part about these trips is that there are little to no additional cost to students. There are both domestic and international trip options, and you don't have to go on one within your major. We also guarantee internships to all of our students regardless of your major. 95% of employers are looking for new hires with experience, so an internship allows you to be a competitive candidate once you enter the job market. Students have the option to do their internships locally during the school year or closer to home during breaks. And our last guarantee is that you'll graduate in 4 years or less. We're able to guarantee this because in addition to everything that we've already mentioned, students are linked up to an academic advisor starting their first semester on campus. And they'll meet with their advisors a couple times a year to make sure that they're on track for graduation. And we're also very transfer credit friendly. So you may be able to come into college with some college level classes already under your belt. So why is this all important? Well, it leads into post-graduation success. 1/3 of our students will go on to grad school and the other 2/3 will go into the workforce. Most importantly, 95% of our students report reaching their post-graduation goals within 1 year of graduating from FSC. While academics are an important choice part when choosing your college experience, we also want to talk about student life because FSC prides itself on being a true campus community. In fact, all students are required to live on campus for all 4 years, but that also means that you're guaranteed housing for all 4 years. Our 16 different residence halls include on-campus dorms as well as off-campus college-owned apartments. Aside from our housing, we also have 20 NCAA Division II level sports, as well as over 100 clubs and organizations for our students to choose from. So there are plenty of ways for you to get involved and show off your school spirit. Now that we've shared all about FSC, let's talk about how to apply. We have applications on our website, the Common App and Coalition app, and it's important to note that it is always going to be free, regardless of how you choose to apply. And in addition to your application, we will also need your high school transcript, a letter of recommendation, and a personal statement. This year we are test optional, so you are not required to submit test scores, and you can submit your materials as you get them. You don't have to submit all of them at once. Once you receive all of your materials, you'll get a decision within 3 to 4 weeks. And we do know that cost is a huge consideration when choosing a college, which is why all of our applicants are considered for a merit scholarship. And this is based off of your academics. And we strongly encourage all of our students to apply for the FAFSA, file the FAFSA. And we also accept outside aid as well. So we accept different sources from all over, and you can bring in a variety of different sources. Thank you so much for your time this evening. If you do have any other questions, I'm going to drop my contact information in the chat, and feel free to reach out to me if you have any other questions.
All right, next up we have Webster University.
Hey everybody, Andrew Lowy from Webster University in St. Louis. We are located in Webster Groves, Missouri, which is a residential suburb of St. Louis. For those of you who are wondering exactly where we are here, that's where St. Louis is. And within St. Louis, we are in Webster Groves. This is the Illinois side here across the Mississippi River, city of St. Louis, and then some suburbs, and we're right there in Webster Groves, Missouri. 33,000 total students from 41 states and 22 countries, so a smaller university. Don't have any lecture hall classes, really. You're not going to get a class that's really larger than about 25 students. Over 100 different academic majors in 5 colleges and schools. Going to highlight specifically some programs we have in the fine arts and communications, which are pretty popular for us. And within those majors, the general classes are limited because we do want you to get into your major right away and have you doing those things that you're most interested in. So here's our admissions information. Let's see, whoops, that bounced around there. There we go. If you're going into one of our fine arts programs, you do your academic acceptance first, then your audition or portfolio review. The majors in art, dance, music, and theater require you to do a portfolio review. But for all other students, the preferred application deadline is January 1st. We are test optional as well too. But for those who do submit a test score, you can see your mid-ACT range and your mid-SAT range there, but overall I would classify Webster as a moderately selective school. The acceptance rates here vary by program, and they can be really selective, like our musical theater program. The acceptance rate's about 10%. That's probably the most selective program that we have. And here's, like I mentioned, I'm going to highlight some of our programs here. These are all of our programs at art, dance, music, and theater. So there's quite a number of programs that we offer here. In the art department, for instance, all of these are actual degrees. In many cases, these are BFA degrees. So you can get a specific degree in a specific studio area. Same thing with dance, same thing with our music program, which has everything from songwriting and composition to classes in music technology, jazz studies. So again, very comprehensive there. And then theater, both on the tech side and the performance side. So everything from costume majors to wig and makeup to sound and scene design. So, quite a large offering of opportunities there. In our School of Communications, we also have several opportunities. There's about 15, 16 majors here, everything from animation to video game design, script writing, sound recording, and engineering. And again, the key with this and really all of our majors, you're going to get into these programs right away. We're not just going to have you take general classes for the first 2 years. We want you to get into what it is you're interested in immediately. So that's very important. You're going to get to use the equipment. You're going to get to do those things that make you most excited about your academic program. The other thing we really emphasize too is an entrepreneurship minor is available to just about any major within Webster. A lot of people in the fine arts and communications find entrepreneurship helpful, but really it can be applied. You can have entrepreneurship in an English program, in a history program, accounting. Every artist, every organization wants them to think of themselves as entrepreneurs. So we really emphasize that, and that's a good option. An entrepreneurship minor is a great option for just about any program there. This is what our campus housing looks like. It's modern and comfortable. This really is our housing. That's not a stock photo we just dropped in there. That's really what they look like there. If you live 35 miles or farther from Webster, you do have to live on campus for the first 2 years. All of our rooms are suite style, so there are no group bathrooms at the end of the hall. It's all a semi-private suite style room there. So it's a nice setup and very comfortable there. These are our tuition fees and scholarships that are available. We do not charge out-of-state tuition. We do have some talent-based scholarships. Do have a pretty good academic merit-based scholarship program. Those go anywhere from $13,000 to $19,000. The base requirement is that you have at least a 3.0 to qualify for one of those merit-based scholarships. We also have room and board scholarships up to $5,000 to help out with that. And then we have a full tuition scholarship program available as well. So a couple of examples of what some of our graduates are doing. We have them winning Tony Awards on Broadway. They're working at major studios in Hollywood. They're also working at major networks in places like New York City. Great outcomes there. Recording engineers in Nashville, professional musicians, and again, people that work, graduates that are working in the film and television industry as well too. So this slide's probably my favorite slide because it really gives you the information you need to see if you're going to fit at a place like Webster. These are the type of students who really kind of do well at Webster and the kinds of students that are at Webster. So I like putting this out there because we'll all tell you that fit is the most important thing when it comes to choosing a college, and this will really kind of help you do that. So this is my information here moving forward. If you do have any questions or anything you need, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. We are happy to help you in any way throughout this process.
All right, up next we have University of Central Missouri. I don't think you have any sound. Do you have headphones?
Can you guys hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
And of course, it's gonna mess with my computer. I apologize, guys.
That's okay. Take your time to reshare.
That's great. Apologies. Okay. Start over again. My name is Kat. I am the admissions rep for the St. Louis area and your guys' area as well. So UCM is located in Warrensburg, Missouri, so we're about an hour from Kansas City. So some fast facts about UCM. We were founded in 1871 as a normal school number 2. So education. So what that means is we were founded on the School of Education. So population is a little over 10,000. So we were considered a medium-sized university. So you guys can see student to teacher ratio is 17:1. So if you're looking for that one-on-one interaction with your professor, you will find that here at UCM. Total acreage is 1,561. So that is including our Warrensburg campus. We have a campus in Lee Summit, Missouri, which is about 45 minutes from our main campus. We have 2 small working farms, which I'll talk a little bit about for our students that are doing agriculture or pre-vet. We also have our own airport for students that are studying aviation and professional piloting. And we are a D2 school. And 64% of our students are either first generation Pell eligible and are from an underrepresented group. So just kind of going over this slide just a bit. And I apologize for the delay. All right, so UCM has over 150 programs that students are able to choose from. So our top 5 here on the left: education, business, nursing, aviation, and criminal justice and criminology. As you guys can see, education is the school in which we were founded on. So there's a long list of fields that students are able to go into, as well as that follow along in the master's side. So we also have open options. So this is designed for students that have no idea what it is that they want to do when they get to their senior year. So this program helps students find their strengths, their weaknesses, what they're interested in and what they're not interested in. And a lot of the times students feel pressure to pick something. And so by the end of their freshman year, 90% of the students have declared a major. So that way they're not bouncing around, figuring it out on their own. So it is required for freshmen and sophomores to live on our campus. After that, they can decide to live on our campus apartments or off campus. There's tons of opportunities for them and tons of dining options like Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell. We have Starbucks on campus as well. So I'll talk a little bit about costs. So here's a breakdown for 30 credit hours for our in-state and out-of-state students. And so included that is, of course, the 30 credit hours for tuition, stickered price, textbooks, residence hall, and meal plans, since I mentioned that it is required for students to live on campus. And I definitely included our FAFSA code up at the top right. I want to go over to our next slide and talk about our merit-based scholarship. This is our automatic scholarships that are awarded to our freshmen based off of GPA and ACT. If you are taking the SAT, it'll be converted into an ACT, and we do super score that score. We are test optional. That GPA is a 2.75 weighted GPA, and that is for our general admissions. And if you are admitted as test optional, that is an automatic red and black $1,000 scholarship that you will receive. We also offer a Midwest student exchange scholarship. So for students that are in the Midwest, so students from Wisconsin receive a 50% off a non-resident portion fees. So you guys get discounted off of your non-residence fees. So I definitely encourage you guys to reach out if you have any questions about that, since you guys do qualify for that specific scholarship. If your parents or grandparent graduated from UCM, there is also a scholarship for our second generation grant as well. We also have tons of other scholarships that UCM admitted students have the opportunity to apply for as well. So I do encourage you guys to reach out to me so I can kind of explain to you guys a little bit what that looked like and the application process. These would be our competitive scholarships. And then our steps to apply, of course, sending in those test scores if you do have those available. Our application is typically $30. We are waiving that $30 until December 1st. And of course, your high school transcripts, and if you are doing any dual credit, we will need those as well to process the application. And then, of course, to submit that FAFSA, it of course opened up October 1st. And then, of course, we'd love to have you. So come visit us. We're an hour away from Kansas City and about 3 hours from St. Louis. So we'd love to have you. Thank you. And I think that is my time.
All right, next up we have Western Colorado University.
Thank you so much. And thank you for everyone joining and to everyone that's watching the recording. Really appreciate your time today. My name is Lindsay and I'm a Regional Director of Recruitment for Western Colorado University in Gunnison, Colorado. And just wanted to share a little bit about Western and what makes us unique. And what you're seeing here is a picture of campus. So you can kind of tell that we're a pretty small campus, a pretty small town. The size of Gunnison itself is about 8,000 people, including the college, and our undergraduate enrollment is right around 3,000 students. So we're a little bit on the smaller end for a university setting. But like some of my other colleagues have shared tonight, that is a really big benefit to you potentially if you thrive in that smaller class size environment. Something that I really loved about being a student at Western is that our backyard is nature's best classroom. So I'd say some of our more popular majors on campus are a lot of those STEM related fields. And I think that's due to the fact that Gunnison is surrounded by millions of acres of BLM land, national forest land, all of this public land that students have access to either for research purposes or for recreation as well. We're about 30 minutes away from Mount Crested Butte, which is a world-class ski resort, about 10 minutes away from Hartman Rocks, which is a world-class mountain biking terrain. And we are surrounded by over 750 miles of single track trails right around campus. So a lot of opportunities for students there. Like I said earlier, we do have a smaller campus, which can offer smaller class sizes. Our average class size is 16 students, but the biggest class you'll ever have on campus will only hold about 50. So you'll never sit in a lecture hall. All of your classes will be taught by your professors, like some of my other colleagues have shared today as well. But I think that's a really big benefit to you to be able to ask those questions in class and get to know your professors so that if you ever don't get to questions in class, you can ask those questions outside of the classroom as well and feel comfortable and confident approaching your professors. As far as affordability, Western is a relatively affordable four-year institution. Our out-of-state tuition is $18,600 per year, which compared to the national average of $22,587 per year is definitely affordable in that sense. But that being said, 80% of students do receive financial aid in the form of grants or scholarships, and 100% of students that are accepted to Western are considered for our merit scholarships. For out-of-state students, that merit scholarship ranges from $8,000 per year to $10,000 per year. And then if you have a 3.35 GPA, you'll automatically get that $8,000 per year to attend Western. If you don't quite have that GPA, that's totally fine too. We do have our Central Plains discount, which means that you'll only pay 150% of in-state tuition. So either way, you have some great scholarship options there. We are totally dedicated to student success, and this is not a comprehensive list of all of the services that we offer for students, just some things that I really like to highlight and I think are very important. So we have our Academic Resource Center that houses our disability services, academic advising, career advising, study abroad, a lot of those offices within, it's kind of like a one-stop shop for your academic resources. Something that I like to mention is that every single student, both first-year students and transfer students, are automatically paired with an academic advisor who's going to help get them registered for the correct courses their first semester at Western. And then once you declare a major, which you don't actually have to do until the end of your sophomore year, you'll have an advisor that you get to choose within your major, and they'll walk through the rest of your time at Western with you. We also have career services that can help with work-study jobs on campus, internships, job placement after you graduate. Something that's unique about our career services office is that we have a career closet. So you can go in if you have a job interview coming up, and you can actually check out a suit for your job interview if you don't have anything that you could wear for a job interview. And it's just like checking out a book at the library. It's totally free for you to use. And then once you're done with it, you bring it back to our career services office. They take care of the dry cleaning and make sure it's ready to go for the next student. We also have tutoring centers on campus, math tutoring and writing center to help with any of those types of needs as well. We also have EPIC mentors who are current students, they're sophomores through seniors, who help every single first-year student and transfer student in their transition to Western to make sure that that's as smooth as possible and that you feel comfortable connecting with those peer resources for you. We also have counseling services on campus, and every single student at Western receives free mental health counseling. And we also have a multicultural center that houses 5 different multicultural clubs on campus, and anyone and everyone is welcome and encouraged to participate in those as well. If you're interested in visiting campus, we would love to have you. We are open for in-person campus tours as well as virtual tours if you're not able to visit in person. We do have preview days coming up, and if you sign up for a preview day, Western will pay for 1 night of a hotel for you and your family to come stay in Gunnison. So we'd love to have you, love to show you around campus and Gunnison. You can find all of those options at western.edu/visit. And if we have any seniors in the room that are interested in applying, you can go to western.edu/apply or use the Common App, whichever is easier for you. We are on rolling admissions, so we do not have an application deadline. We are test optional for admissions and for scholarships, so you do not need to submit test scores for any reason unless you would like to. And then if you'd like to waive your $30 application fee, you can use the code GOWESTERN2022, and that will waive your application fee. Here is my contact info. I will also drop it in the chat. Thank you so much for your time today, and go Mountaineers.
All right, and up next we have University of South Florida.
Hi, thank you so much for having us tonight. My name is Christy Penman. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. Hopefully it is up and coming here. Just need to move something out of the way. Okay, it should start in just a second here. Again, my name is Christy Penman. I'm the regional admissions recruiter for the University of South Florida. I'm not sure if it's going yet or not. There we go. Okay, I think we're up and going. I am actually located in the Midwest. I'm actually based in Illinois, so not far from all of the Wisconsin students on here tonight. And I would just like to share some information about University of South Florida. Obviously, this is not comprehensive, but if you have any questions at the end, please go ahead and share them in the chat. We're also having an upcoming open house, so we invite you to attend that. And also we're doing on-campus tours. So please, visit us, reach out to me at any time. I'll be sure to put my contact information in the chat for you as well once I'm done presenting. Again, thank you again. So University of South Florida is a large public university in the state of Florida. We have 3 campuses, one in Tampa, one in St. Petersburg, and one in Sarasota, Manatee. We really have something for everyone. We have that very large Division I school experience. If you want to attend our Tampa campus, we have about 42,000 of your best friends who go to the Florida Tampa campus, then down to our St. Pete campus. We have about 5,000 students. And then we have a very small campus down in Sarasota, Manatee for those students who are looking for that really small school experience. So I feel like we have big, medium, and small. So depending on what you would like, we definitely have something for everyone. We also have over 200 majors and concentrations in across all 3 campuses. And we have 1,100 clubs and organizations to get involved in. So if we don't have one of your clubs or organizations, you're like, hey, I did this in high school, I'd like to do it also in college, just gather 10 to 12 of your friends along with a professor and you can start your own club. And so your legacy will live on at University of South Florida. We have a very diverse student body. We represent all 50 countries and over 150 states, including 145 countries. So if you are looking at a map, most students have probably been to Universal or maybe to Disney, and that would be Orlando, which would probably be up here about the center of the state. And if you drive about an hour south, that is where Tampa is located. We're about 5 minutes from Busch Gardens. For those of you who like roller coasters, suggest getting a season pass. We offer great discounts for our students at Busch Gardens as well. So a lot of times students like to go there and ride some rides and get back to campus and finish their finals, or just, take some breathers and, just go hang out with some pals over at Busch Gardens. A really unique thing about Tampa is that there is downtown Tampa, there's about 25 minutes from our campus, and that is actually where there is a wonderful airport. It's an international airport, so if you are going home, you can certainly fly out of there. And then another great thing about that is there's so much nightlife and activities to do in Tampa, so many concerts and theatricals, and just anything you can imagine is going to be in Tampa. And then St. Petersburg, what's unique about that is our campus is right on the bay, and it's a very walkable to downtown St. Pete. So if you love water, being right on the bay, you have access to paddle boards and kayaks, and then our sailboats as well. So that's something a little unique. So again, I really feel like we have something for everyone. So University of South Florida is a preeminent research university. So that means you can start research as early as a freshman. We're actually number 46 among public universities in the nation, and we're also one of the best value colleges. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about the affordability of attending University of South Florida. It can actually match what you may be offered at a Wisconsin state school to a Florida state school. So we'll talk a little bit more about that and the wonderful scholarship opportunities we have. Even though we are a large school, we have a 21-to-1 student faculty ratio. And as I had mentioned, we have a very diverse student body. 41.5% of our students come from a diverse ethnic background. So you get to meet students from all over the world, which I think makes USF very unique. Sure, my PowerPoint is going slow. We are a NCAA Division I school. We have 8 men's varsity sports, 9 women's varsity sports, and 2 spirit squads. You will receive free admission to all of our home games. And what's really unique about University of South Florida is our Bulls, which is our mascot, actually get a chance, our football team gets to play at the Raymond James Stadium for all of our home games, which is really neat. That's the NFL stadium where the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl last year. So we're always really proud to get to go to the Raymond James Stadium and watch our Bulls play at the same stadium as the NFL Bucks. So that's really neat. And you will have free admission to all of those, like I mentioned, and there's also free transportation to all of our home games. If you look down below, if you've been involved in marching band while you've been in high school, you can continue that and join our Herd of the Thunder. There's 300 strong marching band that we have. And so as you can see, they also travel abroad. They're in St. Petersburg Square there, so that's kind of neat. And we have club sports and intramural sports. If you're not looking to play for NCAA Division I, you could certainly still join a sport on our campus. So let's talk a little bit about freshman admission. You can apply directly on our website, the Coalition or the Common App. There's a $30 application fee, as well as we do accept ACT and SAT fee waivers. And all you need to do to apply to University of South Florida is submit your official transcripts and your test scores. So as I had mentioned, we have one of the lowest cost tuitions in the nation, actually, for a research university. Our tuition is just a little shy of, well, just a little over $35,000 now. It was a little under last year, but it went up about $92. So our tuition, including room, board, and fees, is $35,092. And then students do receive financial aid package. We also always encourage our students to file for the FAFSA. So let's talk about our scholarships. We have phenomenal out-of-state scholarships. They start at $6,000 a year and go up to $12,000 a year based on your high school GPA and test scores. You do have to have both of those to maintain those scholarships and get one of those scholarships. But we do consider students for all of those scholarships. One last thing, as our application opens up on July 1st, we're having a virtual open house on October 30th. For any of the students who are in here are freshmen, our priority application deadline is December 1st for next year. And as I had mentioned, please come and visit us. We'd love to have you on our campus. And I will go ahead and put in our chat my contact information. Again, thank you so much for having us join you tonight.
All right, thank you so much. Unfortunately, Florida Memorial University was unable to join us this evening, but we encourage you to look at their website, check out their information that they have. They were just unable to join us, but definitely check them out, see if they have visits virtually on campus, see what they offer on their website as well. Now I would like to invite all of our reps to join me back on camera, and I have a few different questions. We're going to kind of go in the same order as we presented this evening. Just a few different things to kind of pose to the reps and the group at large. So the first question I have for everybody is, what piece of advice do you have for students going through the college search process? And we're going to start with Florida Southern College.
Yeah, thank you for the question. I definitely encourage all students to visit the campuses that you're looking at. I really, truly believe that you should not accept a school until you visit campus and see it for yourself. You can only see so much from pictures online. So that's my biggest piece of advice.
And I'd say I'm going to pick up on the campus visit piece there, and that is, when it comes to selecting a school or deciding if you like a school or not, trust your gut, trust your instinct. The campus visit can be really important. I've had many students tell me that they selected Webster because during their campus visit they were walking around and something clicked. It just felt right. The people they met, the faculty they interacted with, and it just felt like a good feeling. So trust your gut, trust your instinct when it comes to making that final selection.
Yeah, so one thing I would say is to really do a comparison with financial aid packages. I know that a lot of programs offer a lot of great things, but college can be very expensive, and making the right decision based off of costs can be very challenging. So I would say definitely focus on what schools are offering, especially when schools are stacking, because a lot of schools say they don't and do. So I would definitely say just to really focus on what those financial aid packages are really telling you.
And I would say to connect with us and let us help you with anything that we can. If that's getting connected with students on campus or faculty members, we are so happy to help with any questions that you have, or just to be a resource for you, even if you end up not choosing our institutions. We'd love to help you in your college search process.
My advice would be to talk to current students, kind of piggybacking on to what Lindsay said, is talk to the current students and talk to a faculty member in the major that you are considering. I think that's going to be very important. Make sure they're offering what you are actually looking for. And I think, you'll get that gut feeling, like they said, and you'll know as soon as you walk on campus if it's the right fit for you or not, but you do have to get there.
Awesome. All great pieces of advice for our students going through that process. My next question is, what is one thing you want students to remember about your school? We could also do a fun fact about your school too, however you want to interpret this question. And we'll start with Florida Southern.
So I'm going to go down the route of a fun fact. So Florida Southern is the largest single site of Frank Lloyd Wright architecture in the world. And one of our buildings is also a replica in Legoland. So kind of fun.
I'd say for Webster, the one thing I want you to remember is that, you can be yourself here. I think a lot of students are concerned about, am I going to fit in? Can I make friends? And is this going to be okay? You can be yourself. Be comfortable who you are. We love students who, enjoy being themselves. Listen to the kind of music you want to listen to. Dress like you want to dress. Be who you want to be. That's fine with us. There's no right crowd to find here at Webster. I know some people worry about that at schools. You make your own crowd if you can't, find one. So it's all good with us. Be yourself and you'll be fine.
I would say with UCM is to take chances. A lot of people don't really know where Warrensburg, Missouri is at, but a lot of students that come to us take that chance in getting to know our school and themselves. So when it comes to taking advantage of a quality education as well as that affordable education. So that's something that our students really take advantage of. So that's something that I would say you guys can take away, is just taking a chance on not only the location, but yourself as well.
And I'm going to go the fun fact route as well. All of our buildings on campus are LEED certified, so we're as sustainable as possible. And one of our buildings is even insulated by students' old blue jeans.
I'm going to go with a fun fact as well. On our St. Petersburg campus, we actually house 2 puppies every year. It's our organization called Puppy Love, and those puppies actually become certified service dogs at the end of the school year. So you get to see a puppy every day while you're on our St. Petersburg campus, which I think is really neat.
Absolutely. And since we do have a couple minutes left, I am going to pose our third question to our reps. What is one myth you would like to debunk about the college admissions process? Again, starting with Florida Southern.
I think one myth that I want to debunk is that the college search process is not an intimidating process, and it shouldn't be, because all of us are here to help you, and we're not just saying that, and we're not paid to say that. We truly are here to make sure that you end up at the right place for you, whether that be our college or whether that be another college. We want you to end up where you're meant to be and where you're going to enjoy your next 4 years of your life.
I guess the one thing I would say is that, or one thing I guess I would debunk is that, this is some crazy, huge, epic decision that can't be undone. And you know what? In most cases, it can. Unless you're applying early decision somewhere, you can change your mind. Okay, you can change schools. A lot of colleges still accept applications in the summer. Some of their programs might be closed, but for the most part, most of the colleges can still accept an application late. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. You can change your mind if you need to kind of make an adjustment on the fly. Most colleges can accommodate that. There are a few exceptions, like I mentioned, with early decision and some other programs, but understand that there is some flexibility in this ultimately.
I would have to say that no question is a dumb question, because a lot of students, I think, fear or are scared to ask a specific question when it comes to the application process or just the admissions process in general, when it comes to financial aid, how to apply, what do I do next? That fear, I think, doesn't allow them to really find out what is next. Or if I would have known this, I would have been able to, seize that opportunity. So I don't think any question can be dumb when it comes to this process.
I would say a myth that I want to kind of help debunk is the test optional piece. Truly, if a school says that they are test optional for admissions, that truly means that you do not need to submit your test scores. I know that there can be some confusion. It is important to talk with each of your representatives from each of the schools that you're interested in to see, does that also mean that you're test optional for scholarships? Does that also mean you're test optional for class placement? Things like that. Those are good questions to ask. But test optional truly does mean your choice.
Something I think I'd like to debunk is we're from out of state. Obviously, you're in Wisconsin and we're all from out of state. And I think a lot of times students think that we look at applications differently if we're coming from out of state, and that is not true. We look at all applicants equally. So do keep that in mind. If you're nervous about applying for an out-of-state school, please remember that we can be just as affordable as your state school, because we do offer, I think all of us offer excellent out-of-state scholarships. And then also, we're not looking at your application any differently. You're definitely on an even playing field.
Awesome. All great things to keep in mind for our students going through this process. And great pieces of advice and fun facts and all kinds of fun stuff from our reps today. And just a couple things before we end our session. I want to thank everybody for joining us, our prospective students, and also our college representatives for taking the time today. There is a quick survey for our students and families joining us. Just 5 questions about how we did, just some feedback. There are more sessions happening after this one, so feel free to sign up for more to hear first from some awesome colleges and universities other than these ones. And then this recording will be available online at stridescan.com/Wisconsin. Again, I just want to thank everybody for joining us and also taking the time. Best of luck to our prospective students and also our college admissions representatives. Everybody have a good rest of your week and stay well. Bye, everyone.